Good afternoon. Today we are going to see the packages, access modifier, static and final, which is nothing but the fourth module. Okay, so let me first highlight the parts which we are going to cover today. Okay, so it's basically a module 4, and the number 1 we are going to cover it's the packages, and we have to going to see the access modifiers, or you can say it's specifiers. Modifier and specifiers both are same, access modifiers, or you can say access specifiers. And next we will see the static. What is static? As I mentioned, almost we saw the static variable, what is that, but still today we will see some clear concept of the static final. Okay, and yes, these are the part we are going to cover today, and finally the interface we will cover today. Okay, that's it. Fine. So first let us see what is a packager. As I mentioned, the minimum five questions, the variety of questions we need to understand what is packages. It's like a folder. It's like a folder uh, contains one or more classes. Okay, contains one or more classes. Okay, and why packages? To organize to organize classes, and there is no type of packages. So let me go for a use. As I mentioned, why most of the time in the why you are getting what is the use also. Used to as far as used to organize a class as well as maintain the like you can say, as you people are aware, like MVC model, like model view controller you can say. So I don't want to introduce, I don't actually in the MVC pattern it's have a model view controller basically, and in this it's like a model is we can create one package and we view for one package, controller for one package. Basically for the content, if you want to display, you use a model, and for the interface you are using view, and for the event raising you are using controller. It's like that type of packages we can, because MVC, the leading of MVC is basically a packages only. Okay, and there is how to implement it, implementation. Okay, by using, by using package keyword. And what are the steps to declare do that? So syntax I'm writing keyword package. You can write name of packages. We almost the package is created in NetBeans. By default, once you create an object, as you people are aware. Okay, anyway, I'll show you again. And it must be the first statement. It must be the first statement in your program. Okay, if you have a package, it must be the first statement. Okay, so these are things you have to go for the packages. Okay, so first let me start with one example. Okay, and start a NetBeans. Let it start, and let me create one notepad. Okay, let us do it. Then access modifier. What is access modifier? To provide, or you can say, if you want to access class members inside or outside packages, provide access we are using access Its access modifier is used. Okay, and let us move here for how to create a package. Just create a new project. Here you can see create main class. Here automatically the name of a package is created. So I don't want to create a main class. I'm going to simply declare a class here. And simply for the package demo I am using here. Simply finish it. This is the project I have. Here right click on the source packages, new. You can see Java package. You want to give P1. Okay, and finish it. Right click new Java package P2. We have finished. See, there are two packages are there, source packages. And now right click. Inside this I can create a n numbers of classes. Here anyway I'm going to through packages only we are going to see the access modifier. So I'll start with public demo. Whenever you are creating a class, just start with the public demo. I put it in P1. Okay, or yes, okay, fine, and I finish it. See, in P1 you got a public demo, and after that new Java class in the P2 I was changing. It's like protected demo. Fine, this way. So we will see like this. So here what is packages? This P1, P2 is my own packages. You can see this must be the first statement, and after the classes degrees. And after that any import statement if you want to do you can write after this, after the packages. So package must be the first statement. Fine. So let us move to the example. Before that, access modifiers to provide access. Types of access modifiers we have. Let me show you the definition in the slide here about access modifier. Okay, packages is a two type of packages we are having, API and user defined packages. Currently we did a user defined packages. API packages you can say that you people are doing java.util, java.io, awt, net, applet, java.lang. Lang is the default packages of all the packages. You don't need to import a java.lang. Okay, so these are the API packages, and AWT you can see Java AWT. Inside that there are the classes we are having n numbers of classes inside a AWT. Okay, so like accessing classes, how to access a classes using import. Okay, if you are creating your own package using a package keyword, package name. Okay, define the class you put in the package and declare it public. Okay, so they must be like this. So as we have the same thing here, we have a package and my classes are public here. Same way, public is also like this. Okay, and what are the types of access modifier? It's number one, default. We will go with the sequence. Number one, default. Number two, public. Number three, private. Number four, protected. Okay, these are the different ways of packages. Okay, sorry, there's a type of access modifiers we are having. This is some example is given. See package P1. If you want to use any members of this package, any class of this package, first we need to import it. Okay, so creating packages, package name inside internal package. If you want to access a second package, you first need to import a first package like that. Only one of the class may be declared public and the class name with .java extension source file. With this part we already saw that which class must be public. In my one package there may be n numbers of classes. Which class must be public? There must be a public class which contains a main method must be a public. Now in the packages you see P2 package is there, B is there. Here they are you going to use this. Now import p1 p2 dot. In this dot star, if I mentioned in p2 package how many classes are there, everything I can use it over here. Okay, and okay, so if a source file does not begin with a package statement, that means the default package is applied. The Java compiler automatically look in the default package to find what are the default packages we are having. It's java.lang. Okay, so only one package which is a default for all the concepts. Okay, and let us move to that. Why I'm opening this? Basically, I want to show you that modifiers. Chain the way can be used. Okay, how to do that? If you are not giving any modifier, it's a package only. That means I mentioned this is as a default. Okay, and public. Okay, and we have a private also. Okay, they didn't mention here public package, public, private, package and protected. Package is nothing but again a default. See here, the class member with public scope means it is visible anywhere it is, its class is visible. Whenever you need, everywhere if you want to access the any members of a class, the class which you declare, you have to make it as a public. And after that, class member with private scope visible only within the class only. That means class is basically nothing but hiding a detail. Okay, it's reusable, fine, but the members of the class, unless until you are not asking it to give, it will not provide. So this most of the time you have to provide a class with a minimum accessibility which is a private. Okay, and class with package or default scope means visible only inside the same package. Okay, and class member protected scope means visible where except non sub, it will not provide everywhere, it will provide only in the subclass only. Okay, fine. So we will go and see one by one. Default, in the short form you have to write provide access within the same package, provide access everywhere, and private inside the encapsulating class, or you can say inside the class where it is declared. Okay, and we have protected access, sorry, it's provide access only to the child. Fine, this way. We will see one by one now. Okay, so go to NetBeans. Here I made a public demo like this. Okay, here I am going to declare only the public member, here the protected members, and here I am going to do the again I am going to create one more package here, Java class only. Here I want to select which packages I need, or you don't want to create, right click new Java package. Here also you can create, like see I'm making private demo. I want it in a different package, I make it p3, finish. Now you can see now new package is created, and inside that package private demo is created. Okay, and right click new, I create a Java class and default demo. We have a p4. Okay, why I created in this way? Okay, here I am going to specific only the public member. Here I am going to specify protected member and private member and default member. And now I need a main class in the different package. Okay, right click new. Okay, let me do one thing. For a private, I made one main class over here. New Java class, main class. Okay, and for a default, also in the same package, I made one main class. Okay, and after that, for a protected and public, I'll create a different separate main class here, new Java class, and here I have a main class with a different package. Okay, my package name is like main, I put. Okay, so public and protected, and you can say protected, and your private having a going to use default going to use this main class. Okay, and this both are using a different main class. Let's see one by one. Just go to default first. Here the member I am going to declare this as it is here, default only. Just do something int a comma b. Here I am not providing any public private or nothing to it. Okay, so here it takes a default specifier. Okay, here it's a provide default access. Default access provide access within the same package. Okay, here again method also I am declaring em1 press out. See, package demo. Okay, so for this default, what I was doing here, I'm creating a, I'm calling it in the, because see P4 both are in the same packages, then it's possible for me. Okay, so what I was doing, I'm closing all the concept. What are the file I needed? I'm only opening that only. Now I need one this default and this main class. Okay, without any confusion. Now add a main. Just type psvm and press tab. You're getting this. Okay, and here default demo, create object of this d1 equal to new default demo. Okay, now you can see d1 dot, I'm able to access m1 a and b because your default demo and your main class both are in the same package. Okay, so I'm able to access it d1 dot a equal to 90 and d1 dot b equal to 30, or you can say 50. Okay, that's it. And now just call the m1 method. Fine. Okay, if you want to do any calculation, either do it in the method or do you can do it over here also. Just do it like this, d1 dot a into d1 dot b. Okay, it will print like this also. So just run this method. Okay, so it is printing 19 to 50, 50,400, 4,500, sorry. So M1, and here it calls the default package demo. Okay, this method. Because both are in the same package is possible. Now I'm going to do the object creation of this default demo in this main class. Okay, so here let's see, I'm creating a main method. Here I'm creating default. You can see default demo. Automatically it is importing a default demo package. It comes from before. Okay, now it's fine. It is now able to do that. Default demo d2 equal to new default demo, and like that's it. And d2 dot, just see whether you are able to get the member access over here. No. So this is what actually fine. If you import, fine, but still you are not able to access the member because your member in the default demo is not a public. Okay, or any other. Okay, so because default provide access within the same package. Here this main class and this default demo both are in the same package, so it become possible. This main class in the different package, so it's not possible. See, it's in the main package. Okay, so not possible. Okay, and this is, so here what I was writing, not able to access because members have default access in package P4. Am I right? Yeah. Package P4. So I can create object, but I am not able to access it. Now coming to the part of, I hope everyone can understand this. Now coming to the part of public. Go here. I am creating a member also as public int number 1. Same way I made number 2 also as public, and my method also as public. How many methods I am creating here? Let's see. Public void modulus. Okay, so let's see now. In this S out to add two numbers now, so I am simply writing number 1 plus number 2, and here the number, sorry, to the sum is plus. So you have to put it in the bracket, or else yesterday you said that concatenate and show you the value. Okay, and do the modulus. How you can do modulus here? The mod value is number 1 mod number 2. It returns the remainder. Okay, fine. So now this is one class which contains only the public members. Now what I was trying to do here, I am going to create object of this. Anyway, it's in the P1 package. Simply, what is the name of that class? It's public. Okay, so let me make public underscore demo P1. P1 no, it's pub1 equal to, public is a keyword. Okay, publ equal to, you can see public, and automatically that imported. So whenever you are creating an object of any class, it automatically import that with the package. Okay, in the NetBeans. Okay, basically you are supposed to do in the notepad, and pu dot, you can see number 1 number 2 added modulus have a public access, so I am able to do it. So number 1, and I am providing 30. So now number 2, it's having a 90, and in the pu dot I am calling add method and pu dot modulus method. In here everything is possible, able to access outside package because member have public access in package P1. Done. So now it's done with that. Now moving to the, now you can see outside the package only I am doing. So that's why I am not creating any main over here for public and protected. Okay, anyway, now coming to the part of private. Almost we saw the private example yesterday. Okay, so but anyway, for the encapsulation time we saw. Okay, so I'll explain you from here also. Again, I have my member always private. So to access a private member outside the class, what you are doing? So you are creating a getter or setter method or using a public method. So that's what we did. So this is a simple example of private also, you can see. Anyway, do some more example here. So go to your private. I made some member as private int. I made n1 comma n2. Okay, and just made my method also as private void. Okay, and we can say m1. Okay, and s out n1 into that's it. So here it's fine. Okay, now creating an object of this in the same package. Okay, here you can see private is in the p3, whereas the main class of this private is also in the p3. So what I was doing here, just create an object of the private demo. Now it will provide access also, you people can see. So private p1 pr1 is equal to new private demo and pr1 dot. See, if your members are in the same package also, P3 and main class is in the same package, but still I am not able to access the members. Okay, so private members, what is the definition we saw? Private provide access into the encapsulating classes where it declared. So the same thing is proved here. Okay. Now the PR1 dot, if I was trying to do what is the method actually, it's M1. It's not possible, has a private access here. Okay, they make m1 package private. Okay, they made a package as private here. It's not a package. Okay, so it's not possible. Just comment this line and we will write not able to access members because it has private access in package A3. Okay, same case what I was doing, I am going to my outside main class. Here also I am doing the same thing. See, it is asking you to import. Still, the same package also is possible in the outside package. There is no use actually doing it. The same case will be there. Okay, so what is the reason? The same reason. That is the method. You just go to this method and same case, not able to access the members because it has a private access in the package. Okay, now coming to the last part, which is the protected. Now create my member as protected. Protected int number one and protected int number two. Okay, everything is a int, no need to write it down over here. You can write down like number one comma number two. Fine. So now just make a method void. I can make a divide. I want to do the division of this. Okay. So yes out. The divide value is plus number one divided by number two. Anyway, whenever you are typing on the doing calculation like this, just better for avoiding any problem, just put it in the bracket itself. Okay, fine. So now this both are having access in the private. Now I want to create a main class. Where is my main class? Be here. Create an object of a protected demo, right? It's automatically importing my P2 package, protecting and PRT1 equal to new. We have a protected demo and PRT1 dot C. Here I'm importing a class, fine. So by importing I'm able to create an object, but still the member is not providing access here. Okay, to get a member provide access. Okay, your main class must be a child of your protected demo. Okay, so for that case, so here it will not access. Okay, here what I was doing private demo divide now. Okay, I'm putting it as comment. Okay, so I'm writing the reason here. not able to access because member have protected access in package P2. Done. So this is what the reason. So what is the solution for this? Okay. The solution is make main class as child of protected demo. So how to do that? Okay, child कैसा बनाएंगे? Yesterday we saw in inheritance. Okay, how to do that? Just extend it here, protected demo. Now you can see main class. See, I made this as. Now the same line is possible after extends the pr t1 dot. Okay, divide. Okay, it is not possible because it does not have a protected. Okay. Fine. Now it becomes possible. Okay. pr2 1 dot protected. Where it is. Okay, protected child में access दे रहे थे ना हम लोग. ठीक है. So prt1 dot divide. Still you people can see it is not possible because protected provide access to the child, that is fine, but whenever you are calling a parent method, how you have to call it over here. Yesterday we discussed about that super keyword. Simply do like this: super dot on static variable. Okay, super dot divide from a static. Okay, the static is the problem because I'm calling it in the main method. So this is also not possible. Okay, solution is make a first step. We are trying to make a main class as protected demo as a thing, and actual solution is make it as make method public in protected demo class. Fine. So what I have to do to provide access? Go to the protected demo. Instead of making it as protected, just making it as public. Now you can see it's prt1 dot divide. See, and what about my members that variables? If I make it as protected here, how I can provide access here? I'm not providing any value. I want to provide a value here. Okay, so for that, number 1 is equal to 30, number 2 is equal to 80. Okay, I did like this non-static variables concept. Okay, so my main is static, that's why it is not accessing this. So for that case, prt1 dot prt1 dot but so what we are actually what they make here again, number 1 has protected access. So protected provide access in the child okay, in the way of overriding or using directly, but not to by creating object of the class and doing this. Okay, so this is also not possible. But method, if you make it as public, same way make method member and variable public in protected demo class. So what is the solution of this? So either make it as a protected. Then what is the use of protected making? Okay, okay, so what I was doing here, I comment this line, 2 lines. And in protected demo, here I am creating a one more class child. How to use it, I let you know. Child extends protected demo. Now see, in the number 1, number 2, I am going to do the division. Okay, so what I was doing, number 1 equal to 40. Okay, so initializing it, what you are supposed to do, you have to create, whenever you want to initialize any variable which is in the super, you have to create a constructor. Okay, so if you do like this, then it becomes possible. See, so number 2 equal to 70. So now once you call a constructor of a child, you want to call the divide method also, simply call a divide method. Done. Clear with this? So now if you click on this, it take you to here. If you click on this, it take you over here. If you click on this, now this way we have to use a protected members in the child. So here actually the problem is what I'm creating, normal way of I'm creating an object of this protected, and I was trying to do that. So this way protected members doesn't give any use over here. Okay, so if it is and here I made it as protected again here, still it will provide access. In this way it will provide access in the child, so not outside like this. Fine. Okay, so this is what your public, private, protected and access modifiers. Okay, and this other two parts which we are going to see is nothing but the non-access modifiers. What are the non-access modifiers? Static and final. Okay, for that let us go through a slide here. Okay, so here for the example is given. Okay, so just go through this. The same public provide access in the same class, yes, and provide access in the subclass of the same package, other class in the same package, subclass in the other package, non-class. Everything public is everywhere it is accessible. Now coming to the part of protected, same class, of course it will provide subclass because in the child only it will provide, other class in the same package, yes, subclass in the other package, fine, and non subclass in other package, so no. So here you can see main class. So anyway, the subclass I extend, I did this, but there is no use because it has a protected. Okay, and friendly or a default, you can say it in the same package it will provide everywhere, same package and same class it will do, but not in the other package and the other class. And private, same class, fine. Apart from that, it never provides a subclass, other class of the same package is also different package. In the class where it is declared, it provide over there. Okay, I pass it for 2 minutes, just 2 seconds, just check after it. Okay, so this is how the access control is working. Access modifier, how a member can be accessed. Okay, member is accessible within, this is this no modifier is nothing but the default, and public in its class package and by its subclasses, and private member is accessible only from its class only. And member modifiers change the way. Okay, this is what we are going to see here. Only we are going to see the static final, abstract always be declared, and transient volatile in the further chapter synchronize we will see later over this. Okay, and static final, and we are going to see abstract almost we did, this two part we are going to cover. Oh yes, and static code can access static member but not instance members. Non-static code can access both static and instance members. Package can be accessed within the package they are declared. Class member can be accessed within the class, and block local variable can access only within a block only, right? Local variables and class members means static variables. Okay, and package means which is the package which we declared. So where we are declaring, there I can use that members of the packages. And non-static provide both static and non-static members, and this way. So we will see this. What is a static? It's a keyword used as a modifier where I can apply it. I can apply it in a variable method and nested classes. And the static keyword, what are they declared? It declares the attribute or method. Okay, and it only belongs to the class, not to the instance of a class. Okay, note down this. It only belongs to the class, not to the instance of a class, and it's often called, you can say, because it belongs to the class, The name of this static members is called class members, such as class attribute or a class method. Okay. Okay, so where I can apply in the variable attribute. Another name of variable is the attribute. Public static class attribute access from outside the class, and static method invoking with creating an instance of a class cannot access instance variable. Static initializer. What do you mean by initializer? Nothing but the class when you are applying a static in the for the class. That way it is called as an initializer. Does not fix it within the body. See, cannot contain code. Only static block you can write, and it executes only when the class is loaded. Okay, so let us see the example of this. Okay, so let me create a new project. Static, commonly I put static demo. In the same example we will see different. Okay, static demo here. Okay, right click, new Java class. Here I create one class student. Okay, student in the package of stu. Okay, and fine, finish. See, here I want one member as static here. Okay, so int id. So as I mentioned, you better give your member as a minimum accessing. Okay, private string name. Okay, and next is your static. I'm providing string faculty. Okay, so now void display detail. Here I am writing the code to only to display this. Now you can see yes out. The id is plus id. Name is plus name, and we have the class faculty plus see that. Okay, this one class faculty. So now you can see this is a non-static method. This is a static member, static attribute or variable, static variable, or you can say it's class variable. Okay, so now let us move to create a main method over here itself only. Create an object of student st1 equal to new student equal st1 dot, just provide a detail of id. Okay, and here 1 to 1, sorry it's integer, I need to provide like this, and st1 dot name equal to, okay, and here I'm providing now, okay, and here st1 dot, you can see display detail. What about the class faculty name? It is not accept providing here. Okay, so for that it's a class variable, so whenever the class is loading, this detail is get loaded. So to accessing a static member, to access static member, no need to create object. Then how I can access directly with class name. Access directly with class name. Now you can see student dot c. I'm able to get this. So class faculty equal to this way. Fine. So now let us see the flow. Okay. Control Shift F5. Okay, and the student ID value is allocated. Here the static detail you can see class faculty anyway now it is actually allocating here, but you can see this line is not yet executed, but the class faculty value member memory is allocated for this. Now once it allocated the value of it now. Okay, see display detail current, see. Fine. So this way. So for this this is an instance variable. This is instance variable. So if for this a memory is allocated at the time of object creation. But in for your static variable, I am writing it down. Memory is allocated the time of the time at the time that JVM loading the class. Okay, so that means the class loader is happening in that case here. JVM is actually first once you created that the class file is get created, as you people are aware. Okay, so let me show you. We almost have a class files. See, this class file is loaded in your by the JVM. The first step, okay, the class loading, and it is converted into byte format, and based on the platform it is displaying the output. Okay, based on the platform it first search for the hardware, whatever hardware, and for that JDK is installed or not, everything is checked and it is displayed. The first step, the class loading is done, it's happened by JVM first step, and the class loading time the member static member memory is allocated. Okay, that's what we saw here. Okay, this is how we applied a static uh, variable, matlab static keyword to a variable. Okay, attribute to a variable. Okay, the next step, static keyword is used when a member of a has to be shared among all instances of class. See, student, I am creating object. Okay, so now let us do another object of this student. I am closing it. Student st2 but new student. Okay, instead of doing this, okay, anyway I am doing this only. So what I was doing, st1 dot id, sorry, st2 dot id, second student detail I am storing, but I want a class faculty name should be remain same. Okay, so st2 dot name, here I can say Kiran, and here I am not setting a class faculty name, directly I am calling a st1 dot display detail. Let's see whether it is taking faculty name same or not. See, once I declared, the static variable is shared by all the instances. So this is what in the line they are mentioning. If you want your member to be has to be shared among all instances of a class, you can make a static variable. And method belong to a class and any instance of a class. Okay, when we access here. Okay, so here circle we have a double pi. This is common. I want to share it with everyone. Non-static instance field and then and the circle C1 dot area C2 dot and memory map. How it will become? See, for the object C1 the radius have a separate memory. For C2 for this object the radius have a separate memory, but P1 is common for both this C1 and C2. So this is what example of static field. Okay, so this is a simple example. And static fields again, A is A1 A2. A is common for both A1 and A2, but B and C is having separate memory. Okay, methods. Coming to the methods here, it's also got a class method. Okay, often defined to access the only the static variable it can access. Okay, so let me do this. The example like circle we can do here also. Let me first stop it. Okay, it's stopped. Fine. Let me create a new Java class. Circle. It goes to the default package. Fine. No problem. So here I made my variable as private, one variable as private. The same example we'll do here, 3.14 f. Okay, to tell the compiler it's a float variable, so you have to put a f at the end, or you have to casting it. Okay, and after that int radius and see void area, but this void area I make it as a static void area. Fine. Now I want to calculate the area over here right now. So for that what I was doing, I want to make it as a pi r square. Okay, for that the area of circle is plus, okay, pi chalega. Pi it's not providing any problem. Now if you write r, it is saying error over here. See what it is saying, either make it as a local variable r or create field r in circle or create parameter r. That means it basically saying that instance variable cannot be accessed in the static method. Okay, so I'm not able to access means what, like this, it is declared here and I was accessing over here. I'm not able to use a static non-static member inside a static. Okay, so for that the two solution is there. Either you have to make it like this. See here I written full. If I write down also, then also it is providing error. Okay, import java.lang.system out. Okay, add import. It is not a solution actually, it is some suggestion. It is providing no need of doing this. Okay, so this and this. So what is the solution of this? Either make your method as two solution for this. Number one, make method non-static. Okay, or make instance variable radius to static. Fine. So this is the solution of it. Okay. So we'll do another one area method, void area one, just for differentiation I made it. It's a different method. It's a non-static. Here I put this line. Just for understanding the difference. What I did, I do the first solution. Make method non-static. The non-static method can access static pi and as well as non-static radius also. Fine. And or else make instance variable static. See, either make this static. So these are the two solutions we can do for accessing a static member in the static method. So in the static method, or else make your radius as local. See, int, if I make radius, okay, just put some value here. This is also fine. Now you can see it will not provide any error. Here 60 is taking as a radius, and here the radius will be like this here. Okay, so just remove this. Now you can see it is pointing to here, this instance, but this radius is pointing to this local radius. So sorry, third solution is make instance variable radius as local to local, okay, and initialize value. Fine. So these are the three solutions of this. If I have a non-static method, how to access a non-static method? Two solutions to access. Access non-static member inside static method. Okay. Okay, this is 2 9. There are three solutions basically with the three. Then now this is the way. Okay, fine. So now if I call this radius is taking a default value. Okay, so here also I am providing some value here. I am taking 80 or 8. Just create one main method. Let us complete this program and create an object of circle C1 equal to new circle and C1 dot area 1 and C1 dot. Okay, as the same case, it's a static method, so no need to create an object. How we can access it with directly with the class name. Same circle dot area. So because of area is static, access directly with class name. Fine. So same of variable how we are accessing also with the class, not with any objects. It can be called before any object is installed, so it is possible that there will be no instance variable to access. Okay. Static method example. Okay. Static instance fields, non-static instance fields, number. This is a non-static method. Sorry, this is a constructor, and here it's a static method. And ABC are non-static fields, so not able to access from a static method. Okay, this is what I was trying to say there. And static. Now you can see this is static. My variable is static. B is non-static, and my method show is static. Here simply call static demo.a, static demo.b equal 22. I am not able to do like this. You need to create an object of it because your b is a non-static. It belongs to the object. Okay, and here create object. Now it's possible demo.b equal to 200. Now you can call a show a. You will get a as well as a b. Fine. So this is how we can access static as well as non-static. Okay, static as well as non-static. We can access static variable without creating an instance of a class as they are already available at class loading time. This is what I mean to say. We can use, we can use it them in any of your non-static methods. We cannot use non-static methods and variable without creating an instance. They are initialized by the constructor when we create an object of a new operator. That means whenever you are creating this, the memory of your non-static like radius and your area method is allocated at the time of method object declaration, but your area and your pi value is allocated at the time of class loading. This one and your pi value. Fine. So this is what they mean to say. And class of the basic steps. Class is loaded by JVM. Once a class is loaded, static variable and methods are loaded and initialized and available for use. Now, constructor is called to initialize the, why the constructor need to be called? To call the, to initialize the non-static field, not for the static field, okay. So, and non-static variables are now available, okay. So, I'm pass it for 2 seconds, just see. Once the JVM is loaded, and after that, what is, whose memory is allocated for static variable and static method memories are allocated, and the constructor is called to invoke or allocating the memory of your non-static field, not for a static, okay. Okay, this is about your static. Why do we need this? Why static? Because it needs to be mostly used when we are writing any utility methods, like if you want to sharing any data, okay, and if you want to do uh, any multi-threading. But in multi-threading there may be a problem like inconsistency will occur, okay. So in synchronizing, once you are trying to synchronizing or sharing the variable, inconsistency problem will occur, okay, it can cause. So then, so keep it in mind whenever you are doing multi-threading, better avoid using a static methods or static variables, okay. Static method is better, you don't use it, okay. And the rules for static and non-static, okay. Access instance variable in static method, no. Access non-static method, okay. Non-static method access instance, okay. Static variable, class variable, static method, yes, and non-static method also takes this. See, non-static method takes instance as well as class variable. Call static class methods, yes, and here also fine. And non-static instance methods, not possible, okay. That means in my static method I can call the method of a static class, okay. And here in the instance methods means what? Non-static means what? It's not marked as a static, that method I'm not able to call in the static. Same case, use the object reference. This in static is not possible, here it possible. Why it is not possible? Okay, I'm not able to call like this. See what I was doing here, int radius I did. Here, normally what we are doing, whenever the variable name and your instance variable and local variable name is same, what we are doing to make a differentiation, this dot radius equal to radius we can write. This refers to the current context, but non-static variable cannot be referenced with this concept. What is the reason behind this? Because it belongs to the object only again. Okay, it belongs to the object, not to the belongs to the class, not to the object. So no need to say this is static and this is non-static. Now you can see. Okay, no need to do this. This is not used in the object reference because object did not belongs to object. So, object reference this we cannot be used in static methods. Okay, fine. And block means, okay. What is a block? Static block. It you can see simply we are writing that this is a static block, static block, and if you are calling this first, it executes the static block and it goes to the constructor, okay, init block, and this is the way. See, only once it goes to the static block, execute it, and after that it will, for D it is printing init block and D1 it is printing this, okay. So this way we can do on static also. Static method we did and static variable, and finally we will see one static block also, okay. Static block demo, and give the package name sp1. Okay, class, I made one A here. Fine. And here I was making in any method you declared. Okay, so like this way I am not able to do. Can I make it? No, that in the example they are giving wrong in the slide. This is not possible, the init block or something. So in the class, whenever you want to print anything, so you have to put it in the method only. Okay, in the s out. Okay, it's a init block. Here I am writing a static block, so just write down something. Okay, static block in this s out, what it is saying. Okay, so yeah, I have a two methods, like one static block and one init block. So let us see which execute first. Okay, here I am not going to call static block here. Yes, VM. So I don't have any way to call a static. So I am simply creating a1 equal to new a and a1 dot. You can see I can call a m1 but not a static block. Okay, it's not giving any reference. Okay, here, sorry. Fine. Just let's see the flow, then only you are able to understand when it is coming to the static block. Control Shift F1, error is there. Okay, see. Okay, so now first it go to the static block, then it call the method over here. Okay, now I have one method, a static void greet s out. Okay, hello. So now before the case is what, it's normal method and it's a static block. So it gives a priority to my static block. Now I have a static method, I have a static block and a normal non-static method. Okay. So now let's see which execute first. For that just call a dot greet also. Now control X I am doing. I'm putting it over here because no need to create that. Okay. Before this line greet is called. Okay. So when the greet method is called, let's see, control shift F5. Greet method is called static block, but still you can see greet method is called, it is not going to the greet method, it goes to the static block and then it gives the control to the greet. Okay, which gets the priority here, the static block gets the priority. Okay, so this is what they are meant to explain here. Okay, even the main method also not getting, the entry point is main method, but it is not mandatory. If you have a static block, the main method block is not executed first, static block gets a priority and the main gets, after the main whatever you return that will be executed, the rest of them will executed after a static block. Okay, so this is what about your static. Okay, so whatever we did a packages, and based on the packages we did, there are two types of API packages and user defined, and most of the time we are using user defined packages like p1 p2 and API packages are java.lang io util, which has a scanner class, and further we will see more n numbers of packages. Okay, and whenever you are explaining about classes, just first explain which package to be imported. Okay, and like if we are not importing anything but still we are able to use some keywords, that means that keywords are comes under a lang package. What is the default package we are having in Java? It's nothing but java.lang. Okay, and now moving to the part of final. Okay, final keyword. Okay, and once you are talking about final, okay, so don't say static and final, some people are getting confused. Okay, let us move here, circle dot area. Okay, okay, here I have to pass some value. Okay, here you can see static is there, instead of making it static, I don't want to change the value of this float. I make it as pi, and you people can see inside here. Okay, I can change the value of pi. I'm able to change the value of pi in static. Circle dot pi. I can change it like 60.7. This is fine. Possibly Lucy conversion double to float. Okay, fine. It's asking about this. Fine. Now see, I am able to change the pi value. Then it leads to a problem, right? So because pi have a constant value. So better make, that means in static I can change the value. Okay. That means, but the value, the memory allocation is happening like allocating a memory. Only one memory is allocated for all the objects. Basically, that's what we saw in that student also. For class faculty, I declared only once, but this is shared for everyone. Okay, so same like here also, the pi is used by here also, here also. It is shared by more than one object. Okay, and that is what Abhi here. The only one problem of static is I am able to change the value. So if you want to make your value as constant, okay, and if you want to be shared by everyone, so make it as static and final. Okay, so final, if you make it as final, okay, now you see it shows there I cannot assign a final variable pi. That means if you are making a method as final, matlab variable as final, so you are not able to change the value of it. Only once you have to initialize. See, it is used to create class that serves as a standard. It implements the following restriction. You cannot subclass a final class. You cannot override a final method. Final variable is constant. All method and data member final class are implicitly final. That means let us make one example here. Okay, so like click new Java class. I'm giving final demo. Okay, and here there is one class I'm creating, class account. Here you can see final class account. So once you make your account as final, okay, the int account number, int string account holder. That's it. Here you can see I have a void display method. Fine. Now see, I'm printing s out. Account number is plus account number and s out. Account holder is plus account holder. So now create object of this class account. Account AC equal to new account. Now AC dot, you are able to see I am able to access the final variable. I am able to access a final variable through object outside the class also. But the value which I provided, it remains same. If I what they mentioned here, all in the final class are implicitly final. Okay, so see AC dot account number, I am providing 101 here. AC dot account holder equal to 60, sorry, that's it. Fine. So now just run it. Okay, account number is something, it will print. Okay, what I do here, I made this 102, I given some j. Okay, now try this, but still you can see it is taking this because once you execute after display it is getting there. Okay, here what I was doing, AC dot display is called before. Now here it will take the value 102 and j, and after that it takes a value. Okay. See in the PPT here, the word which is given, all methods and data members are implicitly final. So this is actually not true. Basically, if you want to make your member as final, you have to make it as final here. Okay, if I make like this, final, final. Now you can see you are not able to reassign this value. So now it is showing error. Cannot assign a value to final variable account number. Okay. If you are declaring a final variable, so you must initialize at the time of declaration. Final variable value must be declared at the time of declaration. Okay. If we are not declaring, if the value or not declared, value or not declared, then it became blank final variable. Okay. And before that, you need to know final variable value must be declared at the time of declaration, and final variable have only one value. Okay. So only one value at the time of declaration, if you provide, that's not a problem, like this 102 and J. But if the time of declaration you are not providing any value here, okay, like this. Okay, first it is asking you to you must initialize, it is asking you. So here I don't want to do that. If your value, then it becomes what? It becomes, okay, it becomes what? A blank final variable. This both are become a blank final variable. So when have to give, when I have to give the value of blank final variable, when to give a blank final variable, okay, if the value need to given for blank final variable, it must be initialized inside constructor only, not any other block, it only in the constructor only. Okay, that means for account number account only, if you want to give any value, so like click insert code, just create a constructor. I don't want this. Okay, just generate it. Here you can see account number equal to 101 and account holder, or else what we can do, let me do something. Right click, insert code, constructor, just generate it. Okay, this way. So we have to initialize the value of this final variable. Now you can see the error gone. If this become blank final variable, if you want to declare a value, you have to create a constructor. This is our two final variables. And how to call this, provide the value 101 I am providing, and here I am providing some J. Okay, once I provided the value, okay, so it will display it. So fine. So again I am creating one more, this is fine. Once I print it, it will print the value 101 and J. For another object, let's see, it allocates in a different memory. Account AC1 equal to new account 102. Here I was trying to provide a value, Harish. Dot display. See, this way I can provide. Here what is happening, if you make it as a blank final variable, what is the benefit I am getting? I am able to initialize in the constructor only. So through constructor I can create different value for that final variable. When it is possible to provide a different value for the final variable, if you make it as a blank final and if you initialize like this, then it becomes possible. Okay, so now you can see the rule of blank final variable is actually overruled if you make it as a blank final variable. Fine. So this is about our concept today. What are the concepts we saw? We saw the packages, we saw the access modifiers, and we saw the non-access, which is static and final. Okay, so for the interface part is basically to overcome the problem of multiple inheritance. Okay, the interface is used to extend more than one class. Okay, so basically we are not able to extend more than one class in Java. In that case, make your classes interface. Okay, like this interface shape. See, interface shape have some method. Okay, and interface circle. And now you see I have a class oval which need to extend shape also and circle also. So basically extend keyword is used to extend a class only. For interface, instead of extends we are using implements. This is what the case. So now it becomes a multiple inheritance become possible. One child, two parent become possible. This is what the case of multiple inheritance. Okay, so let's see. Public interface is contract between client code and implements that interface. Okay, now you can see interface name and extend superclass implements more than one interface. So if you have a class also, okay, here let's see class something, class some ABC here. If you want to extend this class also with the oval, one class want to extend one class and implement two interfaces. So extend must be come first. Okay, so you want to write extends as well as implements. Write extends ABC and implements method. Sorry, interface. Okay, this way. Interface are used to define behavior protocol that can be implemented by any class. That means standard. That means rules and regulations if you want to apply to any, because nowadays most of the time in the companies you have a rules and regulation. It is applied common to all the employees. Okay. So that type is nothing but the interfaces. Through that we can create. Consider the devices, TVN, both of them require a common functionality, brightness control. This brightness control I can make it is declared in the interface and which is applicable for both. The interface can be implemented by class that are not related to one another. Okay, and abstract class are used only where is a kind of relationship, okay, between the classes. And what are the uses we are having? More classes are expected to implement like we did. Shape and circle may be a class, but I am not able to use if it become a class like this. I'm not able to do this like comma. I'm not able to separate it with a comma if it become a class. So if it is an interface, then it become possible. And revealing the actual body of the class and forcing a class relationship between like is a relationship if it is forcing, because if you are having some method like this void area declared and void perimeter like this. So what in oval it force you to basically force you to override perimeter and area method. Okay, but in class, if you in the normal class, if you have any method like ABC something, it have some uh, void M1 method. Okay, it must be given. So here it will never ask you to here, it will not force you. Okay, only this. So that's what they mentioned here. Similarities between and without forcing a class, simulating multiple inheritance by declaring a class that implements several interfaces like this way. Okay, so this is about your fourth module. So what we discussed today. Okay, so at the end I will send you the assignments. Okay, so please do that, and whatever assignments I'm sending, it's related to the topics which we discussed. Okay, so please go through that and try to solve it. Then it will be give you some more clarity once you are trying to do the assignments. Okay, so thank you for today.